Hey, welcome. We've got a couple of guests here on the Hawks Nest today. My man Mookie, Alexander from Fieldgulls, checking out here with Bryce, Coutts from the Hawks Zone. And we checked out the practice today. It was a fun, long practice today, gentlemen, and a lot went down. It was a little bit more even balanced. What you guys say today as far as what you saw today from offense, defense, and who won the day?
Yeah, I'd definitely say that the offense, did really well. The defense definitely moves faster. That would be the big thing I'd say, Brandon. You can see that continuity carrying over again, and I can see this defense hitting the ground going week one.
Yeah, it was a late practice. In fact, it's almost 3:45. So they've been going for like 2 hours and 30 some odd minutes. So, but yeah, very eventful practice in terms of some highlight reel plays, especially from the defensive side of the ball. But the offense had a lot of good moments from the first team in particular. One name that stood out to me, and not necessarily a first team guy, would be Torrey Horton. I mean, we want to talk about like stand-up performance. Some rookies definitely made some big plays. Horton on the offensive side of the ball, and once again, Nick Emmanwori on the defensive side of the ball.
He looked so good with his third interception now here in practice, and he had to tip it back up to himself to make the reception in the back of the end zone to make it happen. I think we're also starting to get, guys, some solidification when it comes to who is probably going to be the starters now, even though we haven't gotten into the first preseason game. Oluwatimi looks like a lock now at center.
Yes.
And he seems to be hardened in there. It also looks like we got a problem with Christian Haynes maybe here, huh?
Yeah, it was really interesting to see Christian Haynes not take any reps when they got to team-centric drills. We saw him on the sideline. We thought maybe there was an injury. It didn't look like anything, but he was a part of all the player-specific drills. But yeah, no, I don't know, Brandon. That's pretty damning, I think, in some respects.
Yeah, I mean, well, the press conferences, any media sessions haven't happened yet. Obviously, practice just ended, so maybe we'll get some clarity on that front. Surely the beat reporters will ask Mike McDonald or anybody what's going on that front. But we also know it's Taoa Lamea kind of getting back into the fray in terms of the right guard competition. So yeah, we'll see what happens on Saturday with the game at Lumen Field, or mock game, scrimmage, practice, whatever you want to call it. But if this persists, then maybe there are alarm bells ringing as far as Christian Haynes, because if we talk about positions solidified, we're also looking at who isn't playing and who isn't getting reps. And Haynes not getting any reps is not good.
And then just to reiterate on that, not getting any reps. And he looks healthy out there. It doesn't make sense for a guy that was a third rounder that you're trying to get something out of here, and that seems to be a harbinger that maybe something not as good here in that. I think also here when we come to the quarterback position with the three guys we had running, Sam Darnold's taking a real firm hold of this job at this point. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah, no, from my perspective, Sam has definitely separated himself. He is the guy. And I don't think it's going to take much for people to see that once the games and the real bullets start flying, that he's got a hold of this offense. Drew Lock, yes, he's definitely improved from where he was, I'd say, 2 years ago when he was in Seattle. And Jalen Milroe is a project. We saw that today. There were some great moments. When he uses his legs, it's awesome. But then you see the inconsistency with some of the throws that he's still working through.
Yeah, the quarterback hierarchical structure is pretty clear. Where Darnold is the unquestioned starter, there shouldn't be any debate that there is no Russell Wilson, Matt Flynn situation going on here. And then Drew Lock, yeah, there were some good moments from Drew, some good throws. We also noticed how often the middle of the field was being used, especially passes down the middle seam routes to the tight ends. With Jalen Milroe, yeah, this is for Bryce and myself. This is our first camp this season, and the speed is undeniable. I mean, his quickness, athleticism is something great. He had a wonderful touchdown to, who was it? Tyrone Broden.
Yep.
Way in the back corner of the end zone, pretty tight coverage there. But he also threw a pretty awful pick six to Jamie Sheriff. It was a jump pass that was just a disaster waiting to happen. So some things that he'll have to work on, almost certainly going to be mechanical. And that's something that Mike McDonald talked about in his press conference, the things that he's improved upon since the spring. And I think there's still going to be, Milroe's very much a work in progress. So if he's not starting in 2025, like, don't panic. But yeah, the talent is tantalizing. It's just harnessing that and kind of like controlling his arm a little bit better is going to be the key for him. Much in the way that we've seen, like with Drew Lock, one of the knocks on him is he's got the arm. Is it the decision making and just like ball placement and how hard you're ripping the ball? Darnold was pretty sharp. I mean, he had one pick that we know of that we can recall, which was Rick Woolen, and I think it was who was it? MVS, and it was what a fade pass. But you know what? We're not here to count every single completion. We're not the Cleveland Browns, so we don't have to do that. It's not to that extreme. But Sam Darnold looked pretty confident throwing the ball, and not a lot of pressure either. I know this was not a full-fledged padded practice, but the pressures were not coming thick and fast. But I tell you what, some of the things we saw in terms of creativity in the run game that was interesting. And I'm not talking about just handing it to the running backs.
Good point on Mookie's part, both with the run concepts. You were running a lot of outside zone, but outside zone with pre-snap motion, getting this guy over here, readjusting, going back out there, not just the same look over, sequencing things, setting things up on the jet sweep twice over, and then coming back to the fake jet sweep to an outside zone. That's what we talked about Kubiak having a really good handle on. That was something that Grubb really did struggle with. Milroe, by the way, bringing back the jump pass from the 50s multiple times. He got a TD on it and then the interception, but he's got a ways to go, folks. We've just got to be patient with this guy for the people that are going to have the calls out there to want to get him out there. As far as defensively for you guys, who were the defenders today that flashed? Obviously, Emmanwori getting the interception was awesome, and he looked good all around. But who else for you guys jumped out?
For me, Ernest Jones jumped out a bit, being back at practice in full gear, moving around with the unit. It was good to see him out there. He hasn't lost a step, and you can definitely tell Tyrese Knight, they're going to do some more things with him this year. He stood out because they had him lined up on the edge a few times, which was kind of a different thing that we didn't see a lot of last year.
Yeah, and just one quick point on Miller. We did see him on a couple of design runs. We did see the QB power. We saw a couple of read options, so that's something to keep in mind. We're almost certainly going to see that in preseason. But in terms of defensive standouts, obviously we just mentioned him and Rory. Tyrese Knight is a good shout because we noticed he was playing up close to the line of scrimmage. Mike Morris had a couple of good run stuff. So the secondary, there was somebody who had a pretty impressive pick, and I'm just trying to remember who it was other than Emmanwori.
We had the Witherspoon pick, which you called on one. That was the Witherspoon one.
Yeah,
there was one more as well on top of that. I think they had 3 picks on the day.
Yeah,
I want to say. So I can't remember either.
Jamie Sheriff had the one that he returned for picks.
And also Julian Love had a nice forced fumble on Damian Martinez. If you want one down rookie moment, Martinez fumbling the ball that Byron Murphy was able to recover, I think it was.
Yeah.
So that was, it's going to happen. It's training camp. We're not here to make strong declarations one way or another for most things. But this is a pretty fun practice. It's a warm day. Don't worry, my hat is somewhere off camera. But we're all probably going to be really tan by the end of this evening.
I would say so. It was a really successful practice. Sets the stage really well for tomorrow's scrimmage. It was intense. Unlike yesterday when me and Dan were here, where you had the offense just fall on their face every which way but loose, and then the defense carrying the day. Today was a little bit more balanced, even keeled, which was good to see the offense taking back some of the rope today, and that was great. So on to tomorrow, gentlemen. We're going to be doing a live stream show tomorrow Saturday downtown at the brewery. Details are out there on all of our channels. We'll be posting it through all the social medias. Please do join us out there at 2 o'clock just before the scrimmage, right down the road there from Lumen Field. And I'm looking forward to the stream tomorrow, fellas. And the scrimmage is going to be awesome after today's practice.
Yeah, and you want to see Cooper Kupp. I mean, Cooper Kupp looks sharp out there.
He does.
That looks good. He's running some tight routes. He looks great. And no slowness. He looks still explosive as ever as well on top of that. So nothing but good things. No major injuries, we don't think. It's just the Haynes factor that we're a little bit bummed about, but we don't know what's going on with that one.
Yep.
Well, thank you for watching here. Appreciate you guys for filling in, helping me out on the wrap-up here today. I'll be checking you guys out here tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.